A planted aquarium can fail in a number of different ways, and my latest scape, well, it's doing just that. So I figured I'd bring you along as we fix all of the failures. Meet my 3-gallon bookshelf tank. I refer to it as the pink scape because it's a lot of pink going on here. And there are a number of different failures you can have with a planted aquarium. This one I expected. Number one, your plants will die. It will happen. It can happen. And I expected it with the white boost because I have heard that it's very finicky. And that's why I only put a little bit in there. I'm going to leave it in there, see if it bounces back. It very well may. I know Anubias can. It has bounced back in the past for me. But if your plants die, not a big deal. Either try it again or try something else and do your research. Just do the best that you can. But expect it. Your plants will die. Failure number 2, kind of related to number 1, is plants. They're just not cutting it for one reason or another. Either you don't like them, you don't like the growth habit, maybe they're just not looking how you envision it in your head. This dwarf sage that I used, it presented the exact look I was going for. This is like an aquascape that I really wanted to do, a little riverbed, a little stream. So fortunately, it's the look that I was going for. It's just I don't have the patience for these plants to grow to their full height. I thought that I would have the patience, but I don't, and you'll understand more in the next failure. But for whatever failure you are experiencing, and when I say failure, it could just be that you're disappointed, you don't like it, I say pull it out, try something different, and frequently things just don't turn out the way you envisioned in your head. That's okay. The third issue, I wouldn't necessarily call a failure, because I think if there's any kind of scape that you want to try, just give it a shot, see how you like it. It's too sparse. It's just for me and for specific reasons for the fish. I just think it's way too sparse. It's not cozy enough for me. I like to see a lot of hardscaping and plants and rock work just to give the fish and the shrimp lots of different things to interact with. And there's just not enough for me. Plus, I would really love to see some breeding for both the Hydrangea famosa, because I do believe I have a male and a female in there, and then also the shrimp. So they just need a whole lot more plants. And just looking at it, it just looked too cold for me. So that's very easily remedied by adding more plants. It really still has the same kind of aesthetic, the same kind of look. It may get overgrown faster, obviously, but just adding these, like some of the taller ones, I had to kind of go through and just let it acclimate a little bit, like floating around on the top. So I decided how much I wanted to add, how much room I had to add in the back here, because I put the scape together with a specific amount of plants that I had originally had, and luckily I did have some in another tank that I can use. And I would say that that's my most common issue after setting up an aquascape. Even in a tiny little nano tank, you have a set number of plants that you have. Plants can be really expensive. You put them in and it just looks really anemic. It doesn't give you the look that you want. It looks bad, or in this case it just doesn't look cozy enough, and I just wanted to kind of up that, and luckily I had more plants. This can also happen with another one of my favorite plants, crypts, because they will notoriously melt when you first put them in. So look nice for a day and then they start melting and you're like, what happened? And also Anubias sometimes can just not behave because the leaves are not going to go just, directly up to the light source. They're just going to kind of do their own thing for a while. So I'd be curious, do you have any issues that you almost always see when you set up a scape, like when plants don't behave? And now for I would consider the biggest fail, number 4, hair algae. Yes, it decided to move in. I tried to get footage. It's really hard to see, so I pulled out as much as I could, but I brought in some heavy hitters to take care of this because I am not dealing with that in here. My blue dream shrimp are definitely not keeping up with it. And there are a number of different things that you can do. Totally do your research. You can reduce the light, which I'm not going to be doing, but I'm choosing to remove what I can, and then you're going to see in a little bit what I do. Number 5, and we're going to get to the solution in just a little bit, but number 5, duckweed. It also moved in, and it is also very, very happy. So I typically will pull out a decent amount. I won't go crazy because it is providing some cover, which I think the fish do appreciate it. And another thing to keep in mind, if your inhabitants are very, very tiny, like mine are, you have to be very careful to not scoop them up, even in this tiny little shrimp net. So I like to do a head count before scooping any duckweed, and if that's possible, if you have only a few inhabitants. And then also be really careful and double check, triple check your net. This tank is filterless, so if I really did want to combat the duckweed, I could add some flow, and that would definitely help, because duckweed or any floating plant will always do way better with like no flow or very low flow. So the question is, what am I doing about this, especially the hair algae? That's something you definitely want to nip in the bud because it can go bad in a hurry. I am adding a mono shrimp. I have 3, and the funny thing is that these are the same inhabitants that I had in the kitchen when it was scaped differently, and now they're all back together again like a big old happy family. And yes, the Neocaridina, the blue shrimp, will get along just fine with the Amanos, and same thing with the Heteranor formosa. They all get along really well. Are definitely the largest inhabitants in here, but they are workhorses. I will probably be here and there adding a little bit more botanicals and more leaf litter, because the Heteranor formosa actually are micro predators. So believe it or not, they can take care of little baby shrimplets. We're talking the blue dreams. The Amanos won't breed in here, but it's something just to note. But I'm trying to get kind of like before shots of what the hair algae looks like right now, so you can see it. I would almost guarantee in 1 week's time it'll look totally different, and I will update you along with getting to the October scape that I've promised you. So those are 5 fails I hope you don't have to deal with, but that's what fish keepers do. You deal with problems and you fix them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.